Jacob T. Davis here, Woodbridge Real Estate, with my man Jared Evenson. How you doing today, Jared?
Long time no podcast, Jacob. I'm doing good.
Okay, yeah, I know. I've slacked on the podcast thing, and my New Year's resolution is to start doing podcasts more often. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go.
One of my goals for the year was like film 14 podcasts or something like that. And so we're we're on
We're
number
kind of
4.
behind. Uh, So how's interest rates going? We've got the Fed meeting tomorrow. So what do you foresee? Are we going to get a drop in interest rate?
No, boy. Everybody wants it except for I think the Fed. So uh I don't think we see one. I think we get positive comments from the Fed regarding rates and inflation, but I think he's still too afraid to pull the trigger. Even with all the pressure the Fed's been getting about getting fired and all that jazz.
Have you seen the news about the Fed building construction overruns and like I think they're trying
For
to
the
use that against him. I think to either like make him lower rates or something. It seems interesting that they're going after him so hard.
what was it for their office? Like their new office renovations was like $500 million or something. Uh, yeah, I know construction is expensive, but that better be a nice office.
Yes, it sounds that sounds like a nice place. So what are interest rates right now? It's been a while since we talked. I don't think they've really changed much since last time we've done a podcast.
It's funny because about 2 weeks ago, interest rates were starting to go down, and well, I should say about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, interest rates were starting to go down, and and then like 2 weeks ago, people started calling me like, "Hey, I'm hearing that rates are going down. I'm hearing that rates are going down. What are they at? What are they at? What are they at?" And what people didn't realize was they were just coming down from a bump up, a short term bump up, to where rates shot up temporarily for about a month into the getting into the low to mid sevens. And so it was just that recovery from that back to that kind of that baseline we've been sitting at for most of the year, which is in the high sixes, low sevens. And so we did, yeah, technically they did go down and it caused quite a stir, but we're still floating in those mid to high sixes in most cases. So uh, I like it better than where we've seen at the highs, but I still want to see a little bit. If we could just get a 0.25% lower, I think floodgates open and just have it a 0.25% lower for more than like a week, because we've seen a couple periods throughout the year where rates have gotten. I mean, we've even seen them get low as like around the 6.5% right this year, but it just sat there for a couple days and then we shot back up into the closer to 7. So um, uh, it's nice though because anytime the rates are moving, it creates people doing things. Either they panic buy because they're afraid rates are going to go up, or they get back in the market because the rates have gone down and they feel like things are more affordable. But what you and I think, both know when it comes to the interest rates is like, well, if they go down, the price will go up on the house because more people are going to try to buy it. So why are we waiting around? Why are we still talking about interest rates? That's my 2 cents.
Uh, what are projections looking like for, I guess, rest of this year and next year?
So what I read last week was that the 2000 and I don't really have projections for the rest of this year, but I did see that I think it was Fannie Mae improved their rate projections for next year by like a 0.25%. So, which is bringing us down into I think like 6.25% for their 2026 projections, which that would do a lot for our real estate community, not only for those people who have bought in the sevens or the high sixes, they're going to find that opportunity to refinance down into the low sixes or maybe even the high fives. Or some people may move down from a 30-year loan at 7% to a 20-year loan at 6 and keep the same payment. So add a little bit of relief. So projections are actually, for once, good. We really haven't had, you know, projections of lower rates. Now you've heard us talk about it, say, I think. But even last year, though, the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac projections were actually not really giving us much favor. So now they are. That's cool.
I was I was watching a video last night on TikTok, and it was a realtor talking about interest rates and how, I mean, we've kind of been in a pretty much I think there's less closings now than in the recession of like 2007, 2008. So like overall, nationally, there's less closings than back then. So we've been, you know, selling real estate in almost a worse environment than the recession. I mean, we're still selling, homes are still selling, but they're sitting on the market a lot longer. There's, there's less buyers out there. Sellers are having to be a little more negotiable. And so, anyways, I just thought it was interesting to hear that like these last 2 years have almost been tougher than the Great Recession.
That's interesting. I was a baby in the mortgage business during the recession. Like I woke up and I think I broke the system because as soon as I got in the mortgage business, like that's when everything fell off a cliff and nothing happened. So you can blame me for it. But um, I've noticed that I was out and about and I'm running into people in the mortgage and real estate business and they keep saying, Jared, it'll get better. It'll get better. And I kind of just I don't know what to say sometimes because I'm like, well, I'm actually really, really busy right now. And it I think it has to do with the fact that there's a lot less people doing it full time and providing value and service and all those things. So I'm getting business coming to me from places where otherwise was going to other people and it's just a product of still being here and trying to do a good job. Uh, but I do see less transactions, but way less people doing it. So it's almost like the people that are hanging on are getting more piece of the pie, but it's still not easy. It's still a grind to get deals together. I'm curious how inventory is now compared to how it was during that 0809 recession. That's that's probably still inventory's down plus less transactions. So it's harder for those buyers that are out there to find the right house.
Yeah, I have to go back and look at some statistics. I think there's more inventory now than back then. I think we were almost at 100 I think 95 properties when I was looking yesterday in Pullman on the market. Um, Going back to what you were saying about adding value, yeah, I definitely think you have to go above and beyond right now. Like this morning, I was talking to one of my clients. They're moving into a house, and they're like, trying to figure the logistics of moving from their previous house into their new house, and they didn't want to rent a moving truck, which I don't blame them. I was like, well, I got a moving truck. You can just borrow my moving truck, and it's just those kinds of things. If you want to stay in business right now in the real estate game, you have got to go above and beyond and you have to chase leads. You have to, you just got to do what you got to do. You got to work hard, and provide amazing service. Like that's just kind of what we got to do.
That hands down. No, if you're not rolling out that red carpet, someone else is gonna because there's some hungry people out there. So yeah, yeah.
Definitely. So I'm wearing my Cougar Collective hat today. I've kind of been working with Cougar Collective a little bit. And Cougar Collective raises money for NIL for WSU student athletes. And
Yeah.
so, if you don't know about Cougar Collective, I would reach out to me or some of the other folks that are involved. definitely think, I'm a huge Coug fan, right? So, and I'm competitive, and so I want to always see WSU do well. And so NIL is just one of those things that has changed. Talking about changing the game, NIL has totally changed college sports, and so I think Cougs have to start giving whether they like. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Cougs have to start donating money to NIL. Like, if we're going to be competitive at all, like, I think So that was just something I wanted to talk about. I did a video this last Friday with Zevi Eckhouse,
Yeah,
uh, and
I heard about that.
Zevi Eckhouse. It's it'll be a good one, I think. So my first NIL kind of advertising deal, and I worked with Brian and Cassie Hurley on it.
Hurley
um
Media Group. I know
yeah,
them.
Hurley Media Group. It was awesome.
Dude, you know
um
what's really cool about those guys is they donate all of their time to any video stuff that they're doing for WSU Coup Collective, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in normal labor and production costs. So, I mean, hats off to them for one. Sorry to cut you off there, but give
No,
them a little
I
credit.
yeah, it's amazing that I met with Brian last week, and he's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't spend so much time on this because they don't make any money off of it. But it's just something they're passionate about. The guy that's kind of running Cougar Collective, Luke, I can't pronounce
Yeah,
his last name.
yep. Luke's the
Um,
man.
he does it 100% volunteer. I don't know if he's the head guy, but he's like pretty involved. I think he's the head guy, but I mean, it's all volunteer. And so Jack Thompson, he's pretty involved in Cougar Collective and
Yeah.
Coug,
Tim
Coug,
Brando, my neighbor.
Coug's
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just something I thought I'd chat about.
That's something that they do different with our collective compared to other universities is they're not doing this as some sort of for-profit thing. I mean, it's true volunteers that are out there running this bad boy and raising the money, and they did it because of their passion for WSU, not to try to find ways to take advantage of athletes like you see in some of these collectives. So, yeah, we got one of the best collectives out there. Hands
Yeah.
up, we got to support them.
So I got to give a shout out to my man Kyle Axelson, one of my friends from college. He lives over in Burlington, Bow area, Skagit County, and so. Anyways, I had this idea. I was like, we need to start doing Cougar Collective like parties or events, to help, raise awareness and raise money. And I conned him into doing it in Skagit County, and he had this huge event over there, and he did it. And like the coaches showed up. It was awesome. I couldn't make it because I was in Seaside, Oregon for dance competition stuff for my daughters. But um, it sounds like it went really well, and they raised $10,000, I think,
Yeah.
and more importantly, they kind of raised awareness around NIL. I think there's a lot of people that are like, I don't want to pay college students, or I don't want to pay athletes, and it's like, well, I don't want to pay taxes either, but uh, we kind of have to if we want to be competitive. Um, and so that's my thought on NIL.
Coach Rogers, when we were out with him the other day, he was talking about that event and he said it was fantastic. He loved it. He said it was well ran, great attendance, great Cougs there. So yeah, shout out to your buddy. That was awesome. Apparently well ran. More of those. Those are fun. That's a fun way to raise money.
Yeah. Yeah, the MC Jordan, Double J Jordan Sneva. I went to college with him as well, and he was kind of the MC. I guess Coach Rogers was like, "Do you do this professionally?" He's like, "No, I'm a principal, or I'm not sure what the answer is." But he's like, he's an amazing kind of like, he's back in the day at man, he would sing "Sweet Child of Mine," at Peace Bar and Grill. He'd really get into it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
well, and dude, getting signed up to be a part of the club. I mean, what is it? The 1890 Club. You know, less than $20 a month, you can be in that group, or there's other things you can be involved in. And I know they really push that 1890 Club. Like, let's go, sign
I'm
up.
telling you, whatever you got to pay, it doesn't matter. It's worth the networking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like $20 a month. I mean, you spend more than that at Starbucks every day, probably. Um, Maybe not 20, but
I'll tell you,
um,
like, I got a new client yesterday. He's a commercial real estate agent buying a house. He ran track at WSU. And so I started telling him about Cougs first. I'm like, dude, you're commercial real estate. You're a former WSU athlete. You're here in Spokane. You got to get involved. And he was like, oh, yeah, I do. That's great. So, get those introductions going. But the awareness, the networking, um, just the fun, dude. It's a good, anytime you go to one of those events, good time.
well, just to be able to go golfing with you and Jack Thompson and Coach Rogers the other day, that I mean, I wouldn't have that opportunity any other way, probably. So I think it's pretty cool. Anywho, well, I think that was a good coverage of real estate and Coug stuff for
Yeah.
today. I've got to jump on another meeting here, but always a pleasure. Jared Evenson with Cross Country Mortgage.
Thank you, Jacob T. Let's do it again. Thanks
All
to our
right,
fans.
next week, once a
All
week.
right. Sweet.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.